Well, this is clearly, as we know, the first actual speech by Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. It could be his final one. There is no way of knowing that right now. So what he is doing is, on the one hand, rallying the troops because there is clearly a general election coming up. It is clear that he wants one. He has lost his majority in Parliament. He's lost control sometimes of business in Parliament. He's lost 7 key votes in Parliament. He had that damning judgment from the Supreme Court unanimously that prorogation was unlawful. So Parliament, in a complete break with convention, is sitting right now as we speak here in London, in Westminster. But he is also determined, he says, to seek a deal. But the country is ready for no deal. And I understand that Boris Johnson will be speaking to President Juncker this afternoon, just as the UK government actually formally tables its first formal proposals for Brexit, for a Brexit deal. But it is clear that his message, not just at the conference in Manchester, but to the whole of the United Kingdom and the rest of the EU, is take and accept this new deal that we are proposing, or accept that there will be no deal. And in terms of negotiating, I understand that the hope of the UK government is to go into what negotiators call a tunnel. A tunnel is when two parties, in this case it would be the UK government and of course Michel Barnier, the main EU negotiator, actually start having intensive meetings to really work on the detail. And it would be in that stretch leading up to, in the next 10 days leading up to that next all-important 17th and 18th EU summit in Brussels.
What's the feeling like there? I mean, I'm sure even Boris Johnson was saying in his speech earlier when he began. I mean, it seems for many people in the UK, the British are just tired of Brexit and want it to be done. Do you think that ras-le-bol, as we say here in French, that fed-upness is enough to really get people to back Boris Johnson on this?
Well, it's interesting because on the one hand, that is very much the claim and the message. Let's be clear. Boris Johnson is clearly aiming at the people of the United Kingdom, clearly not just leavers, but also remainers. He said that I'm afraid that after 3.5 years, people are beginning to be tired of Brexit. They want the country to move on. So he is clearly appealing to everyone, not just the 17.4 million who voted in favour back in the summer of 2016 in favour of Brexit, but to those people who are exasperated, to those businesses who can't make proper investment deals, who are investing in a lot of preparedness. And that's fine for the big companies, but for the small and medium enterprises, that's really difficult. But in the polls, the Conservatives are in the lead.
Thank you, Benedict, for that. We're not